The United States of Captain America, issue number 3. Now, I was always super excited for this book to come out. I think it's a really cool concept and one I'm impressed that Marvel hasn't done before. But I think this issue was the one I was the most excited for, just because that first initial picture of Joe Gomez, I fell in love with this character. Like, that design was so cool, so awesome. The fact that, like, Cantwell and Marvel said, let's actually talk to people of the Kickaboo tribe and actually, like, get their opinions on the outfit and the characterization. That just speaks so much to why Captain America is such a fun character. And people don't like this book for various reasons, but this is such a good book. And I think this issue, well, maybe not my favorite, it has my favorite character in it. I like Joe Gomez, what can I say? I think it worked really well. So we're kind of like chasing Speed Demon as Captain America through New Mexico. We're kind of like slowly figuring out who could this be. You know, like this guy is clearly after somebody else. We realize that there's a man named Joe Gomez of the Kickaboo tribe we can talk to. He's on a reservation in Kansas. We can get to him hopefully before Speed Demon, and that's like the one thing we can do. Hopefully it works out. And they kind of like put it together loosely, like, okay, who's all the speedy people we know? It's not Quicksilver, it's not Weezer, or Whizzer, that's his name? Yeah, Whizzer. Weezer's a band. And that means it must be Speed Demon. So it's like, okay, that's probably Speed Demon. It explains the accent, explains like why he's not a fan of us. Who's the woman? She's got a German accent, but we don't want to say anything yet. We just got to find Joe Gomez before it's too late, and they find him. And we kind of like get a montage of things that were happening with Speed Demon as Captain America. You know, he like takes down like a fighter jet. The pilot's barely able to escape. He like ruins like a parade on the 4th of July. There's a couple people injured. Basically, again, they're trying to make them martyrs. They are tarnishing the name and the brand of Captain America more so than they're actually like doing anything bad. They're trying to make people hate Captain America, which is a really cool concept. So we head to Kansas and we do find Joe Gomez, and he's just willing to commit. You know, like we saw Nichelle and Aaron were just kind of like opposed to the whole thing with Captain America and Sam showing up, but this guy's just like, yeah, come on in. I know we spoke on the phone, let's talk about this. And we see like he kind of uses the name Captain America for certain things. He immediately thinks that like Steve and Sam want him to stop using the name, but it's kind of Sam who like clears things up. It's like, no, like we're not trying to take anything from you. Basically, we're honored that that you're using the name. We just want to talk to you because we think you might be in danger. There are things happening throughout the world, and like we just want to make sure you're okay because you are a target for this situation. And we see, I love Joe. He's such a like strong character, very interesting. It's like, okay, well, let me show you something. You know, I work here and I help do things and fix things for free, and I think a lot of that has to come from like you inspiring me. And it's like, I've been a pretty big fan of Captain America and what he can represent because he's a Captain America for all people, and I like that. So he leads them into pretty much like his monument in his room dedicated to Steve Rogers, and it's kind of cool. Something we've been seeing is that like all of these characters are kind of like inspired by different Captain Americas. Aaron was inspired by Sam Wilson. Michelle's is kind of like inspired by the concept of Captain America itself. But you see Joe here is really a fan of Steve, and we see like just all the classic stuff with Steve Rogers. And you know what? It makes sense that it'd be Steve that helped this guy. I think that is really cool. It's really nice. And again, Steve's like, why did you choose me? And he's like, well, you probably don't remember me, but I remember you. He's like, don't worry, it's not a big deal. You save people all the time. Basically, it's like there's something for everybody out there. And sometimes people have these promises that they want to get to, but they can never keep them. But you literally fight for everyone. And I think that is really important. And I respect you so much for that. And I believe that you really do fight for everyone. And Steve's like, I could probably do better. He's like, you don't have to do better. You are already like an inspiration to so many people. Literally look at what we're doing right now. You are doing the best you can of like the world that is at you. And basically, what is something nearby that could be used for like this destructive thing? Because Joe says he had like some people looking for dynamite come through the other day, so they're like looking to blow up something, and like the nearest thing would be like the Monroe Elementary School. It's the integration site, you know, the Brown versus Board, and it's like, okay, that might be it. It's not that far away from here. And Joe's immediately like, okay, just give me a couple minutes and I'm coming with you. He's like, what? Why? What are you doing? He's like, oh, don't worry, man. I got to suit up. And we see Cure for Freedom's Harms is Freedom Still by Helen Hunt Jackson. And this is where we get a beautiful page of Joe Gomez in his Captain America suit, and it looks amazing. I love the design. I think it's incredibly cool. I want statues and collectibles and everything of this costume. Like, I love the way this looks. It is so awesome. They go to this school. Immediately they realize that it's a setup. Basically, the idea comes into play that, like, okay, Prescott spoke here last week, and Prescott is like this governor candidate for the state of Kansas. He's like the primary front runner for everything. He's also Cheyenne, which means, like, whoa, that is like a big deal. Like, we're seeing like a First Nations person actually like potentially being the governor of Kansas, which is kind of cool to see. But basically, because he was here, we're seeing like, oh, this is a setup. They wanted us to come here. And we see that Sin just comes in and attacks them. We start to figure everything out. Joe kind of gets hit by some stuff and it's just like, okay, what's going on? So this is where Steve actually like confirms that it is Sin. He's like, okay, how's Daddy Dearest? You still got a red skull? Yeah? Okay, cool. She's like, joke all you want, Captain, but we're still bringing you down. They get into a fight. They kind of like attack Steve. Everyone's kind of injured, but Joe is seriously injured compared to the other guys. They have to get him to a hospital. They're trying to do that, and it's like, okay, we see that like Prescott's actually speaking today in the town, and that's probably like the primary site where we should be going. So after we get Joe to the hospital, we have Sam pretty much like working the scene, trying to figure out, okay, what's going on here. We see that Prescott's up there. He's ready to talk, but there's a shield incoming from the crowd. It is being thrown at him, and we have to stop it. And it's great. We're just like, this guy is going to die. If not for Bucky Barnes, who comes in and stops the shield, Speed Demon manages to evade everything. We see Joe kind of like tries to come in and stop him, but it's not enough. And it's just like, whoa, that was really intense. Then we cut later to just filling up the bikes, and we see that Bucky kind of like showed up for a reason. He's like, I heard some stuff. I figured I should come in to help you guys. We also hear that Prescott, because of the attack on his life, is going to drop out. And it literally breaks everyone's heart that that's happening, especially Stevie's. Like, this could have been a huge step forward for everyone, and this happened. And you see that Sam's like, yeah, well, it's hard being the first to anything, so it makes sense that after an attempt on his life, he'd realized, like, I have to protect my family and my children. I'm like, yeah, okay. Makes sense to me. Now we're getting an all-hands-on-deck situation. We are calling in Bucky Barnes to help us on this mission, and it's like, that's pretty sick. And I love it. I really love the way that flows and that goes. That's the end of that story, but of course, it's not the end of this book, because we see the origin, the quote-unquote origin of Joe Gomez, the Captain America. So basically, he's just your everyday average working person. He's headed to this site with this woman named Nikki. They work this construction site. Basically, like a previous site they were by was attacked by the Wrecking Crew, like the actual Wrecking Crew that we know from Marvel Comics. We see that Joe's like a crane operator, so he's on like this tall crane. I don't know like the technical name for them, but you've seen them around everywhere. He's got like an I-beam with him there. He's trying to place it down. He decides just to hang up there for a bit and take his lunch break because the view's perfect, and he's just having a good day. You know, he's not overthinking the life. He's just enjoying himself. But suddenly the area gets attacked by a bulldozer of the Wrecking Crew, and we see that the actual construction crew's trying to take this guy down, but it doesn't work. Nikki's about to be smashed by this guy, and Joe comes in with the I-beam and just knocks him down. And we see Bulldozer starts to chase him down, but we also know that Joe's pretty clever. He's headed away from that. Climbs up on the crane, about to fight him, but we see Bulldozer trips, and then we just see that Joe's kind of hanging from the side there. It looks like he's about to fall, and he's hoping in his head, you know, the Avengers save like hundreds of people like this every day, so I know there's a chance I could be saved, but do people save me? Like, are they going to save a native living in the USA? I don't know. And he thinks he's about to die. He says, sorry, Mom, I'll see you soon, Dad. And as he's about to fall, that is where Steve Rogers comes in and catches him. Steve talks to him later. It's like, you did a good job there, dude. Literally hitting him with a big beam. That's a really good plan. And it's like, thank you, sir. And it's just like, you did good, kid. I'm proud of you. And that is the way that Joe Gomez gets inspired to don his own Captain America suit. Makes sense to me, you know? Especially this guy who's like, I don't think like this country is going to save me if I literally fall right now. But Steve comes in and literally picks him up from being destroyed, and it's amazing. I love it. The suit looks so great in that last page. This book was amazing. I really like Joe Gomez. I think he is my favorite of these new Captain Americas, and this book was really fun. Just tarnishing the name of a Captain America is a cool concept, and I'm excited to see what else comes from this book. I think we got one issue left, which feels weird, but believable. I guess it's believable. Like, this was really cool and really fun. So, the United States of Captain America issue number 3, I am going to give a 9 out of 10. Now, thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.